Hello, my friends, and welcome to the True. I'm Robert Wallace. This is the place where we ask, are we choosing the way of Jesus, or are we choosing our own way? Continuing in Matthew chapter 9, verses 1 through 38, let me invite you to go back and look at the choose that you may have missed this week. Today, we're looking at the way of Jesus is inviting. As we look at this passage, we can easily read how Jesus invited Matthew to follow him in verse 9. Now, in our Western tongue, the fact that Jesus said, "Follow me," sounds like a command. God the Father, Jesus Christ his Son, and the Holy Spirit never demand that we do something. They invite us to join them. We're invited to join Jesus, to choose him, to follow him, and we're invited to follow him in this life. Jesus was inviting Matthew to join him when he said, "Follow me." Now think of the opportunities that Matthew may have missed, most certainly would have missed, if he had decided to stay right there in his tax booth minding his own business. Yet when we read in this passage, not only did Jesus invite Matthew to follow him, and he did, we also read that there's a banquet at Matthew's house, and he's invited other tax collectors and sinners to join him. Invitation is the way of Jesus. When we read the accounts of Jesus calling the different disciples, it's always, "Come, follow me." There's always an invitation. And you know, the life of Jesus was very inviting. How do we know this? Why would I say that? Well, as we read through the passage of Matthew chapter 9, we see people coming to Jesus for healing, coming to Jesus because there's an open invitation to be in his presence. When we read about the movements of Jesus throughout the Gospels, the crowds followed him because they knew they were invited to listen to what he had to say, to bear witness to the healings that took place. This is a wonderful thing about Jesus. Jesus wants us to know we're invited. Not only that, he wants us to be a people who invite. As we consider our being in Jesus during this series, is our being in Jesus overflowing so that others see what Jesus is doing in our lives? Do others see that we are an open invitation to know why we smile, why we seem to be at peace when things are going wrong? Not only do we need to have an inviting life, but we need to be issuing invitations for people to join us. We might want to start by building that relationship with someone that the Holy Spirit has put on our heart. We build a relationship with them, and they see through our life that we're an inviting person, so then we can actually invite them to come to church or to be a part of a prayer group or a Bible study. Make no bones about it, we need to be people who are inviting others to join us as we follow Christ. Does our being in Jesus overflow as an invitation to others? Do we see that the way of Jesus is inviting? Are we choosing the way of Jesus that leads to life and life in the full, or are we choosing our own way? I'm praying for us today as we reread this chapter and we consider the point of Jesus being inviting, because Jesus is inviting. We need to ask the Holy Spirit to give us eyes to see and ears to hear God's truth from his word. We need to have receptive hearts and minds to receive these truths, and then we need to take action today as led by the Holy Spirit to do what he's leading us to do with the same boldness, commitment, and courage of Jesus. What will you do today, my friends? I pray you'll have a wonderful day. Go in the peace of God. Blessings to you. Bye for now.